Hello there, Ruby Retrograde Tarot and Tea here, and what I'll be serving up and dishing out to you guys is actually a find that is from the French side. Um, an oracle with a different concept than what I have seen so far around that I thought was really cool and wanted to share with you guys. Like I mentioned, it's French and it recently came out. I want to say maybe last month. Yeah, I want to say last month. And as far as I'm aware, I don't know that there is an English version or if there will be, but I just thought that it was cool, and so I wanted to share with you guys. I did do an unboxing in French, which is in my playlist that you'll be able to see, and I'll link it if you guys are more comfortable hearing it in French. So I'll link it somewhere, like here or there or somewhere. It'll be somewhere, all right? Otherwise, I'll do my best to translate the concept and everything to you guys. And if you're interested, if you feel your French is strong enough, or Google is your best friend, then get it. I think it's pretty cool. So this oracle that I'm talking about and blabbing on is called Clairvoyant. So Clairvoyante. Un oracle littéraire. A literary that word, oracle. So basically what this is a combining of two different areas. So oracle reading, so quote unquote fortune telling, and their literary world. From the back, I'll show you the example of the images. So as you can see, the cards are photographic style, either live subjects or live objects. And basically what this is that they have created photography of different items, and they have worked with authors to write little stories for each and every one of these cards. Now this box has 45 cards in it. I'm showing it this way just to show this is a pretty long box. It's long and skinny. This oracle has 45 cards, and they're separated in 3 categories. So one categories are people, and 15 cards for places, and then 15 cards for objects. So, and like I mentioned, each of these cards has an interpretation, and it has a story that an author has created based on the images. So here, if I show you here, I should also mention that Clairvoyant is by the publisher Alto, and there has been many collaborators, as you can see here. I won't name them all, but it's under the direction of Audrey Willemy, and the photographs are by Justine Latour. And we have all these different authors. I think they are the authors, or I think they might have been the subjects also for the pictures. I can't remember. So like I mentioned, because I have made an unboxing and a flip through in French, even then I had taken out the plastic. It was shrink wrapped in plastic. I already opened it, and already I know for some people that will bug them a lot when I open it. So let me just show you inside. When you open it, it has this really nice green color for the guidebook, like this forest green with a shimmer to it. It's really nice. The title is here in silver foil. It's all black and white. You won't find the images of the cards on there. How it starts basically is, oh my gosh, I said that there was no table of contents. It's right there. Oh my goodness, I feel so silly. In the French version, I said I couldn't find the table of contents. It's because I flipped really quickly. So here you have figures, so people, and they're all in alphabetical orders. Same for places and for objects. I feel silly for not paying attention. Anyways, and here it shows you how to read this book. So how it explains it is that for questions that you would have, you would ask a question, And then you would pick a card from each of the categories. So one from the people, one from places, and one from object. And you would then read the interpretation and read the story that's associated to then weave together an interpretation or your answer to the query that you have, the question. So let me put this aside. Now the cards kind of got all slipped and slidey in there, but this is what I mean by, like, some people will not like this at all, because look at the size of the box for the cards. I mean, the cards only hold 1/3 of the box, and that is it. The rest is for the, because the book is so long and skinny. So one of the things that I think would have been better is if they had shrinked the size of everything. Shrink the size of the book, shrink the size of the box, because they could have made the box maybe 2/3 and then have the book be 2/3 as well. And I think it would have been just fine. Or even, like, if you really wanted to be environmentally conscious, like 1/3, like cut it 1/3 and it's done deal, you're good with it. So let me just make sure that I'm not mixing up stuff together. Yeah, so this should be here. So I haven't. All right, so as you'll see when you get the box that I have scratched it a little bit. It's easy to recognize which is what. So this is for the people, the blue one is for the places, and then the green one are for the objects. So I'll go through the cards. So when you get them, they're alphabetical. I want to keep them alphabetical, so we'll just go in like this. All right. So let me get away from the ring light. Oh my goodness. Oh, I should mention for the cardstock. This cardstock, it's sturdy. I'm gonna call it sturdy. It doesn't it's, I want to say, standard cardstock. Not quite US game. Maybe it's a tad bit thicker than US game if I'm touching it. It does have some flex. I mean, don't go crazy with it so that you don't, bend it by accident. But I do feel that it's sturdy. And it has a matte finish, but it does pick up the light very quickly. So let me see if I can put it on a proper spot where there won't be as much. And then there we go. So now I'll just translate each card what they are, and their English translation like this. So here we're starting with a veil, teacup, and it has bubble wrap, bucket, paintbrush, a bloody tissue, fire, arrow, that's also what is on the front box cover, fortune, fauve. This is like fowl, like animals, wild animals type of thing. But I would have to read the book because I'm sure there's a specific context why there's it seems to be like a fur hat under a glass bell, a glass cloche. And as you can see, the artistry, like there's artistry in the photographies. It's not just the object on a plain background. There's some flair added to it. For example, this one for lace. It's not just lace. You have it in a cup, and there's, I think, a peacock feather to it. There's like extra pizzazz. Cane. boots or booties. Baby. Broom. Tree. I find this is a really nice picture. I mentioned that it's probably one of my favorites out of the whole thing. Tomb. And I think, yes, we are now getting into the locations. This is the dining room. River. A well. Empty room. Night. House. Bed. A cave. Now, here glass could mean either like ice, because for this it kind of looks like either they um trapped everything in ice and then took a picture, or it's like a glass, like a vitrine, like a glass, a window. I haven't read the actually, you know what I'm saying, I haven't read it. Let me see, now I'm curious. So 51. Oh yeah, glass. Okay, so they mean ice, so something trapped in ice. Forest. A road or a path for chemin. And boudoir. I'm sorry. Every time I see the word boudoir, I always have to say it sultry like. I don't know why. I like that word. Library. An atelier. It's like a workshop. Now we're getting to the people. So this is a widow. This is Chishikushkua. Chishikushkur. It's not so much Mother Earth, but it's like motherland. There you go, motherland. Temptress. Survive. The survenant is like a survivor. Yeah, survivor. The best word I can find right now is survivor. Witch. Water bearer or water carrier. An oracle. And if you see what's pretty cool, I like noting it, is that on the eyes, it seems like they put extra tape on their eyes, and the hair is shaped to be kind of like a Medusa. No, I don't think it's supposed to be Medusa, but Muse. Death. Louve is a female wolf. I can't think of what is the name for a female wolf. I don't think it's the B word, but like the BITCH. I'm not gonna say it because, you know, YouTube and their rules. But if someone knows what's the term for the female wolf, let me know. Cat lady. Contagion. Huntress. And Ayel is like the, in this case, I'd call it like the matriarch. It's like the oldest figure in a family. An elder. There you go. All right. So now we have gone through all cards. So what I'm going to do, let me separate them in their categories. And let me shuffle to see what it feels like. Now, it's sure that when you just shuffle 15 cards, it's not as, I don't want to say easy, but it's not as simple, I guess, as when you have a big stack of, I don't know, 45 cards or 52 cards or a whole tarot deck of 78 cards. So there's a bit of carefulness that you don't overbend that card. So you're probably better off just overhanding it. And even then, I have a little bit of clumping. I might have to let me see. All right. Yeah, maybe from the long side it'd be easier to shuffle. I don't know, it's gonna take me a little bit of getting used to shuffling just 15 cards together. And in a sense, you could argue that it's a mini oracles, because it's not all 45 cards, sorry, that you're shuffling at once. It's just 15. Whoop. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's just pick a random card. I'm not necessarily going to read the story because that would me be spending like a good what, 20 some odd minutes trying to translate the whole story for you guys, but I'll try and give you like a quick synopsis of what you would find. So if you were to ask a question, so the most simplest way of how in the book how to go about using this oracle is that you would have a question that you would ask, and then you would pick one card from each category. So, you know, and I'm just gonna keep it, I don't have any questions or nothing, so I'm just gonna, you know, just flip the top card, because I don't think I'm gonna wait for jumpers for this deck. This deck is too small for me to shuffle until I get jumpers. So what you would do, you would just flip one of each. So here in this case, we have the bloody handkerchief, the library, and the elder. So what you would do, you would take the handy dandy book. Okay, so you have objects. So let's say we start with the bloody Kleenex, the bloody handkerchief. You go there. And so on one side, you have the interpretation of the card, and then on the other side, you have like the story that accompanies it. So here for the interpretation, and you even have little keywords. So here for keywords, they have support, purification, loss, a wound or injury, and healing or recovery. And then so here there tells, let me see quickly. Okay, so the bloody handkerchief is a screen that shows invisible and visible injuries. The card could evoke the idea of a loss of self, a hit on the physical integrity, mental or emotional, or an épreuve, or a challenge upon which the hurtful repercussion needs immediate care. Under a different light, it could symbolize an experience of high self, like a high conscience of self, a voluntary purification, a time of introspection that could stimulate a process of healing, like deep healing. The bloody handkerchief brings support. It protects, it heals, it announces a goodwill help that comes just in time to bandage the wounds. So this is my 5-minute Google of the interpretation. Don't ask me for more. And here, this is just the story related. So basically, this is the story. So basically, for reading it real quickly, it's a woman that is using this handkerchief. And so basically, just sorry for the pause. I was reading it to give you guys a synopsis, but basically this is kind of like a little short story of a woman who's using, we can assume, this handkerchief to kind of clean her wounds that she sustained. We don't know where, we don't know how. And so from that, you could make an interpretation. And that would be the same from the library. Like, I'm not going to read the whole thing again, but let's go for the library, which is on page 43. So here, I'll just give you the keywords for library. So for library, they give the keyword of refuge, knowledge, multiplicité, and humility. Multiplicity is like what do you call it? Multiplying. And so that would be some of the keywords. And then for the last one, the people. So here again, the keywords for the elder, we have experience, patience, connaissance, which is knowledge, and repetition. And then from then you would kind of have, you would get an inspiration, a interpretation that would come to you. And with that saying, just going through this, I myself would like to have the keywords. Would I write it on, like, I could mod it to add the keywords here, but I'm not much of a modder confession. I usually just take the cards as is. I only have one deck in my collection that has colored edges, and that's because I bought it used with already colored edges. So it was kind of already done for me, and I didn't feel as bad going through with the same color with a marker, just to make the purple deeper. But yeah, I think it would be nice to have some keywords on there. But anyways, so this is an idea of what you would have. So there you have it. That is the Oracle Clairvoyante, so Clairvoyance, and it literary. Guys, I need to practice literary and literally. So literary oracle. 45 cards divided into 3 to help you guide you in your question with a totally new and different approach. I have not seen this anywhere else so far. If there's another deck that does it, do tell me. So far, this is the very first time I've seen something like that, and I like it. So guys, let me know, what do you think of this oracle? Would this be something that interests you? If it ever comes out in English, or even or another creator creates something similar, would you be game to use it? Would that be something that would interest you? Let me know in the comment section down below. Bloop, bloop. And until next time, thank you so much for spending some time to watch this review and flip through. Until next time, bye bye.